Until 2000, Roosevelt Square was considered one of the most dangerous areas in the city of São Paulo. With the arrival of Satyrus Theatre Company in the region, however, it slowly underwent a social and cultural reformulation, in which the public that frequented their theatre also began to occupy the night and streets and public space of the neighborhood, and those territories previously dominated by drug trafficking and prostitution were taken over by spectators, artists, and intellectuals. Very quickly, new theater groups, pubs, and cultural venues opened their place in the region, and the urban revitalization transformed that former violent territory in something alive and pulsating. It motivated the governor José Serra to start a new project in order to open a theater school on that area. Satyrus believed in his commitment and invited other theater groups in the city to develop a pedagogical system. So the Associação dos Artistas Amigos da Praça, ADAP, was formed. 3 years later, after completing this militant work in favor of art, the government of São Paulo State made that initial dream to come true, and they inaugurated São Paulo Theatre School in 2010, quickly transformed in the largest educational center for the performing arts in Latin America, where today study about 2,000 students. São Paulo Theatre School began its activities hiring 7 transsexual professionals and also young people who used to be employed by the drug dealers, that is, people from the old times of Roosevelt Square, formerly in a situation of illegality, who could be welcomed and integrated, avoiding the gentrification that is so common when you have similar urban processes of renewing.
With the tradition of promoting many extracurricular activities in 2020 during the coronavirus pandemic, ADAP, a Brazilian association of artists, created the project Lucius with the aim of publishing books on art and pedagogy. And the first book was precisely this one in my hands, a work about 194 independent companies in São Paulo, and about the phenomenon of group theater, characterized by collective whose aesthetic and pedagogical functions transcends the commercial objectives, resulting in companies which have a social and affective connection to the local population of their respective regions. They maintain cultural training programs and address relevant cultural and political themes within a Brazilian perspective without nationalism or simplifications. The authors of most of the texts were the artists of these theatrical collectives, in which they describe their history of militancy for art and democracy, their most usual creative processes, their aesthetic references, and the way they understand the theater. In turn, a commission of 5 artists, critics, and researchers took over the organization and the editing of the book. It is therefore a publication written and designed by hundreds of hands. This book is a democratic and representative work of this rich, scenic, diversity that constitutes the Theater of São Paulo is still relatively underrepresented and unknown around the world, so that this publication currently used as a reference for academic investigation in Brazil and in institutions such as the Stockholm University of the Arts, University of the Arts Helsinki, Zurich University of the Arts, and the Porto Superior School of Art, fulfills its main mission of exploring and making accessible the work of these brave people who struggle for the appreciation of the education and culture in our country.